Thank you very much. May I request Her Excellency, Ms. Jai first, to address the gathering. Please.
Assalamu alaikum.
May I request Her Excellency, Ms. Jai first, to address the gathering. Please.
Assalamu alaikum. Mr. Bey, distinguished guests, Iftaar party this evening. I'm very honored to be asked to participate and to speak tonight. Our countries, the United States, and citizens of different faiths, official Iftaar in the United States was held by our third president, Thomas Jefferson. And I was very curious about this fact, and I looked into it a bit further. In December 1805, President Jefferson hosted at the White House an envoy sent by the Bey of Tunis. President Jefferson, knowing that his guest was fasting for Ramadan, arranged for a dinner after sunset to accommodate his guest's religious obligations. Historic records also note that Jefferson, an extremely well-read man, had purchased in 1765 his own 2-volume English translation of the Quran for his personal library. In 1996, First Lady Hillary Clinton, now our Secretary of State, restarted the tradition of holding Iftar at the White House. And President Barack Obama has continued this White House tradition. So it's great pleasure tonight that I'd like to share with you the 2012 message from President Obama on the occasion of Ramadan. From President Obama. On behalf of the American people, Michelle and I extend our warmest wishes to Muslim Americans and Muslims around the world, Africa, who are courageously achieving democracy and self-determination, and for those who are still struggling to achieve their universal rights. To live free from fear and violence, and to practice their faith freely. Here in the United States, Ramadan reminds us that Islam is part of the fabric of our nation. The arts, Muslim Americans help strengthen our countries and enrich our lives. Even as Ramadan holds profound meaning for the world's 1.5 billion, and the commitment to justice, equality, and compassion shared by all great faiths. In that spirit, I wish Muslims across America, President Obama. As President Obama noted, U.S. society has benefited tremendously by the wide-ranging contributions of our Muslim scientists, government representatives, which include 2 sitting congressmen from Indiana and Minnesota, members of our armed forces, academics and intellectuals, not to mention sports stars and several famous, although I'm not sure that we Americans can fully claim Mr. Zachariah, given that he was born and raised in Mumbai. Like the U.S., India too is made richer by the contributions of its Muslim leaders and citizens. Many Indian Muslims have been influential in India's state development and society, such as former President Zakir Hussain and Supreme Court Justice in an Asian country. I recently came across a quote by your country's freedom fighter, Maulana Abdul Kalam Azad. And Maulana Azad said, "I am equally proud of the fact that I am an Indian, an essential part of the indivisible unity of the nationhood, a vital factor in its total makeup, without which this noble edifice will remain complete." Maulana Azad's statement describes to me a basic truth. As citizens of the United States and citizens of India, our democratic institutions and our societies are stronger for the diversity that each of us bring, a diversity in faith, ethnicity, and worldview that creates a whole that without our participation would be incomplete. I would like to thank everyone again for inviting me this evening to participate. Thank you. Shukran.
Thank you, Excellency.
We are integrated, as with all of our religions, ethnicities, into every part of our society, and they're contributing from the highest levels of government, as congressmen, as sports stars, as I found out looking into this, even as famous chefs as well. So my belief isn't that we have a difference at all in this, that we're all U.S. citizens. And some of us happen to be Muslim, some of us happen to be Christian, some of us happen to be Hindu, and that I see that same diversity here and respect for religions as well as India, and I think it's something that ties both of our countries together.
Why is no consulate in Bangalore, although Bangalore is a hub of IT sector? Very simple question. Why is no consulate in Bangalore, although it's a hub of IT sector?
Well, I think the simple way is India, and it's rather expensive like any thing to open another one, but we do actually have a commercial office located in Bangalore. It's been here since 1994, and we travel up here quite frequently. And we hope to be able to be here even more often in Bangalore. It's a very important city for the U.S.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
How effective primary education in US? Next, please. How effective primary education in US?
How effective is U.S. primary education? I think it's very effective because it's universal. Anybody who doesn't have their children in school in primary education. I also know that this is a very high priority for the Indian government to make sure that there is universal quality education all throughout India as well. And I think that's another area where our governments are discussing how we can partner to help move forward educational goals, which for our countries are really the same. Good quality education through the primary level, good partnerships and opportunity at the secondary and higher education levels. Thanks.
Madam, would you like to collaborate secondary education with US since we have CBSE syllabus now?
We'd like to collaborate on secondary. The U.S. and India since 2009 have really expanded their focus on higher education.
Secondary education.
And secondary, you mean high school?
Yes.
And we focused on community college. We have some programs under Fulbright for high school teachers to help with training, but I will relay back that there's greater interest at the high school level. But there's an awful lot going on at the college university levels right now. Thank you.
Good evening, ma'am. I'm Sultana Begum from Bangalore. I would like to ask, with all the democracy, liberalism, what is peak in America, the advanced country, is the empowerment of women socially, economically and politically different from that what you find in the third world countries? Is the women placed better in America than what you feel in India in the field of these three fields?
Sure. As a female representative for the U.S. government, I have done a lot of joint programs with women in India. And I will say that in certain areas, I think India has been long further advanced than we are. For example, we have not had a U.S. president that's a woman, but yet India's had prime minister, president. What I can say from the statistics is that none of our countries have achieved parity at this point. I think we have unique problems in some cases and in certain areas, but I am very impressed with the efforts by the government, by business, by women leaders, and by men, even more importantly, to make sure that women are treated equally, that there's equal education, that there's opportunity. And I see those efforts. And I've also been very interested in the reservation system as well politically. Your chief minister is saying.
Hello, my name is Dr. Ahmed Imran. I'm the president of Indo-Middle East Chamber of Commerce. I have a small question, madam. Why US being a large-hearted still, as it is going from India to United States of America, there are
some different ways. Both of our countries do have issues of dealing with security border things. And in terms of the incidents, the occasional incidents that happen, I believe it comes up because of checks of similar names on this. What I tell people is that we're not perfect. We keep working at these things. We do have an occasional hiccup. And I know in a recent case that there was an apology offered for this mistake. And what I would note is that we have almost 600,000 Indians go to America every year, and almost all of them. Due to our security requirements, you have to go to a consulate. So, and it's not in Bangalore. You don't have to go to.
What about your policies on the issuance of 10-year multiple entry visas to the US, and your policy on green card that is turned current? Because me and my family, we have a green card which is in process and it's turned current. So what would your policy be on that?
Well, let me answer the 10-year visa first, because that's something that the State Department falls under our jurisdiction. And wherever possible, we try to give the maximum amount of time. So most people that are visiting the U.S. for tourist or business purposes that are not meant to be working in the U.S. are given a 10-year, what we call B1, B2 visa, and we'll continue to do that. We're really pleased that we've rolled out a new worldwide program called the Interview 1-Year Visas. If it's expired in the last 4 years, can request to have the interview waived. They may still have to come in to get fingerprints if they're not yet on file. So we're trying to do what we can for people who are good travelers to make it easier and less requirements for this. For Homeland Security, but I will certainly be happy to get you in touch with the person that can answer your question.
So is it possible to apply for your 10-year multiple entry?
Send me an email and I'll make sure that I understand the specifics of this and get the right answer to you.
Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good evening. Esteemed chief guest of today's beauteous evening, Madam Jennifer McIntyre, special invitees, Madam Monica Slesky, Madam Halima Wallace, Mr. George Matthew, President Alhaj Janab R. Roshan Beg, guest of honor, Mr. Syed Ashfaq Pira, Mrs. Shazia Khan, Mr. Rizwan Nawab, distinguished guests seated on and off the dais and the august gathering. Ladies and gentlemen, I have the honor of giving the closing remarks and offering a brief word of thanks on this very important occasion. We extend our heartfelt thanks to Madam Jennifer McIntyre, Consul General, U.S. Consulate, Chennai, for having accepted our kind invitation to today's get-together, and thank her for her elaborate speech on Islam, Ramadan, freedom fighters of India, and also for conveying everyone. We are delighted to profusely thank Janab R. Roshan Beg, Chairman, Bismillah Educational Trust, under whose guidance and good office this Iftaar party has been organized. We thank you for the same, sir, and look forward for your continued support and guidance. We consider it as our fervent duty to thank Madam Monica Flensky, Madam Halima Ward, standing as a beacon of wisdom and integrity in the field of education. I thank you once again. I take this opportunity on my social activities for sparing time from his schedule to be with us here today. Our sincere and heartfelt thanks to MasterChef Season 2 runner-up, Madam Shazia Khan. Thank you, Madam, for adding joyful spirit to this get-together. I also extend my sincere thanks to Mr. Rizwan Nawab, Corporator, Gurappan Pandya, for his presence here. I also take up this opportunity to extend our most sincere thanks on behalf of BT institutions to all our guest invitees who have come from different destinations. Sincere thanks to media persons for their excellent coverage. Our heartfelt appreciation to our management members for their invaluable contributions towards making this mega get-together a reality. I thank spiritual attainment and closeness to Allah. Ameen. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I request all of you to stand up for National Anthem first of American High School.
Everything Allah commands to be will always become a reality. Everything Allah commands to be will always become a reality. Allah Ta'ala, Allah Ta'ala, Allah Ta'ala. You can try to hold back the waves, but they will always wash upon your feet. Two waters flow with a barrier in between, the salty sea and rivers fresh and sweet. Everything Allah commands to be will always become a reality. Everything Allah commands to be will always become a reality. Allah Ta'ala, Allah Ta'ala, Allah Ta'ala. Every leaf that falls off every tree and settles to the ground so far below only breaks away and sails on the breeze when Allah commands it to do Everything Allah commands to be will always become a reality. Everything Allah commands to be will always become a reality. Allah Ta'ala, Allah Ta'ala, Allah Ta'ala. You can try to plant a seed so deep and dark within the ground, but you must believe me, no matter how long you wait around, you can never make it grow, you know, unless Allah commands it so. Everything Allah commands to be will always become a reality. Everything Allah commands to be will always become a reality. Everything Allah commands to be will always become a reality. Everything Allah commands to be will always become a reality. Allah Ta'ala, Allah Ta'ala, Allah Ta'ala, Allah Ta'ala.
With him are the keys of the unseen, the treasures that none knoweth but he. He knoweth whatever there is on the earth and in the sea. Not a leaf doth fall, but with his knowledge. There is not a grain in the darkness or depths of the earth, nor anything fresh or dry, green or withered, but it is inscribed in a record clear to those who can read.
Give thanks to Allah for the moon and the stars. Praise Him all day for what is and what was. Take hold of your Iman, don't give in to Shaitan. Oh, you who believe, please give thanks to Allah. Allahu Ghafoor, Allahu Rahim, Allahu Yuhibbul Muhsinin. Huwa Khaliquna, Huwa Raziquna, wa huwa ala kulli shay'in qadir. Allah is Ghafoor, Allah is Rahim, Allah is the one who loves the Muhsinin. He is our creator, He is our sustainer, and He is the one who has power over all. Give thanks to Allah for the moon and the stars. Praise Him all day for what is and what was. Take hold of your Iman, don't give in to Shaitan. Oh, you who believe, please give thanks to Allah. Allahu Ghafoor, Allahu Rahim, Allahu Yuhibbul Muhsinin. Huwa Khaliquna, Huwa Raziquna, wa huwa ala kulli shay'in qadir. Allah is Ghafoor, Allah is Rahim, Allah is the one who loves the Muhsinin. He is our creator, He is our sustainer, and He is the one who has power over all.
Let's say thank you, Allah, for blessing us with good life in this world, and inshallah, hereafter.
The sky is clear, the air is clean, the land is green. Thank you, Allah. Thank you, Allah. The path we walk, the lines we talk, the things we see. Thank you, Allah. Thank you, Allah. Say, thank you, Allah. Thank you, Allah. Say, But sometimes I'm all alone, feeling sorrow not so strong. I'll pray to you and say so strong. Thank you, Allah. Thank you, thank you, Allah.
And around the world, a blessed month, and I look forward to again hosting an Iftaar dinner here at the White House, which he does every year. And he says Ramadan is great.
Allah's Apostle ﷺ said, Allah's hand is full, and its fullness is not affected by the continuous spending day and night. He also said, do you see what he has spent since he created the heavens and the earth? Yet all that has not decreased what is in his hand. He also said, his throne is over the water, and in his other hand is the balance of justice, and he raises and lowers whomsoever he wills.
Where are you going? Where are you going? North, south, east, or the west? Where are you headed? Oh, where are you headed? Turn to Allah, that's the best. 'Cause He is there wherever you are. So turn, turn, turn to Allah. Where do you live? Oh, where do you live? In a tent or in a town? It doesn't matter where you live, you can soon be found. 'Cause He is there where